This week on Chapters Over Coffee, where two sisters dive into one book, we're going over our thoughts and key points of the Dueling Crowns, Grim and Oro. I started Team Grim and ended Team Grim.
Me as well. For me, it just solidified that I was Team Grimm. I was on the fence between both guys. The whole, well, I can't so much say the first book, but
You
maybe more
defended
so in the
him.
second and third book. I seen I seen both sides. I seen her being, and I said that multiple times in some of the episodes. I seen her being good with both guys in different ways. And then I seen downsides to each one. But well, actually, no, not downsides to each one, just downsides to Oro because he held her back. He wanted her to be who he wanted her to be, who his image of her was, not her full potential. The way that Grimm did. Grimm held her on a pedestal. He wanted her to be her. He accepted her for every little thing, all of her flaws.
Mm-hmm.
Oro did not. And
See, and
so this just honestly solidified it the fuck for me. Like
and
I
like in
mm-mm.
which one was it? In Nightbane? Nightbane going into Sky Shade. It was always I don't recognize you. Because
This
she
isn't
was
you.
yes, but it was her
Like,
nightshades like she's trying to find herself now that she has these powers, now that she knows she's Wildling and Nightshade. Like,
yeah.
so she was like still finding
She
herself.
doesn't
So of
even know who
course,
she is.
of course, he's not going to recognize her because he never showed her, let her explore that darker side to herself. That just solidified that I wasn't Team Oro from the
Yeah.
beginning.
I've like I said, I was on the fence about it. I could see her being good with each one, but I I don't know. I just this was like this was too
A no
much.
brainer.
Too much.
A no
Like,
brainer.
I have to follow her. I don't like her. I hate her. Oh, I can't stop thinking about her. Oh,
Her
I think
green
I want
eyes.
her. Oh, her eyes. Oh, her smile. Oh, I gotta follow her. I don't want her.
I
Like,
don't trust
no. Blah,
her.
blah, blah. Like, bleh.
I don't trust her. I'm gonna
No.
use her to my advantage.
Yeah. And like, even when you read Grimm's point of view with that, it's like, oh, she's the enemy. She's here to kill me. I need to keep her at arm's length. I need to keep an eye on her. But like, God, there's something about her. And you could probably say the same thing about him. Like he was very
But
like at arm's length with her, but
it
he
wasn't
was
as
still like
repetitive.
protecting her. Like always, everything. Like there was something with him that wanted to protect her. And I don't know, that just made it so much different than Oro's like, oh yeah, I saved her from hitting the water, but
I should have let
honestly,
her
did he do that?
die.
Yes, he didn't do that for himself. He did that because of the fucking Centennial and knowing that if she died, fucking Lark was still out there, so it wasn't like it was gonna help anything.
Right,
He
because
wouldn't be
since
able to
he
even
knew.
play that off that it was gonna help anything.
And like,
So,
and this is like no hate to Alex or anything, but Oros was like, it was rushed. I felt like it was rushed because we kind of already knew most of what would happen during the Centennial through Isla's point of view. There wasn't much difference for Aura's point of view. We really didn't get much except for like what you were saying. And it was, I wanted more on his past, okay? I could have, the past was a little rushed. I wanted more on the past. And then even meeting Isla was rushed but repetitive in a way.
It was. Yeah.
That's
Every
why I
time he turned
believe.
around, he was talking about following her and not wanting
Hmm.
her and
See, with
just
Grimm's, though, we got to see what he did when she wasn't around more than Oro's. Oro's was just him complaining the whole time, but at least like with Grimm's, like
you
we seen what he was doing, trying to actually protect
yeah.
his people, and with the scar opening up and all that. Like we got to read that, and so it took away from him always talking about Isla, like because he had other
Yeah.
things to worry about. Oro was just Isla this, Isla that. Her eyes are the color of my favorite spot, and da 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 da. And
Yeah. With Grimm, though, you also got how in awe he was of her from the beginning. Even
to
like,
her strength, because he could sense that
yes.
she didn't have access to her
Yeah,
powers.
she didn't
Like,
really, yeah, so she had nothing to rely on. Like, that was all her. He was just in awe of her the entire time, even though he lied to himself several times. Like, like, she's the enemy. I'm gonna kill her once I get this sword. Like, does she know that I'm leading her to her death or blah, 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 and stuff? But, like,
and then
he
he
still was
regretted
like,
it.
oh, I can't do that. Like, what is this? Like, he knew what it was, even though he had never allowed himself to love. His
He loved
infatuation and
once.
his in awe of her, yeah, that is true, was so much different than Oro's. Oro didn't know what the fuck he was doing at all. Like he had no idea what he was feeling. And it just, I don't know, there was just more to Grimm's that I don't know what made people want
Choose.
to be Team Oro if they were originally Team
Listen,
Grimm because I'm
nobody
like,
answered.
no,
Nobody on Aura's side answered the TikTok, why they chose him. But a lot of
please
I had seen
tell us.
others. Yes, please. I had
Please
seen
tell
others
us.
were saying a lot of Grimm's hate because he betrayed her and wiped her memories, and that's why they're all Team Oro. I'm sorry, but Oro betrayed her in a sense as well. Not as bad, but they both did it for what they believed were the right reasons.
Yeah.
But Grimm's love is just there's more of a connection. There's more connection between the two than her and Oro. Her and Oro, I think, is just more infatuation than like a friendship love bond than a
Yeah.
lover's love.
Well, and if you think about it, like Grimm wiped her memories and stuff out of protection. Like he loved her so hard that it was more about protection. It wasn't him being selfish or anything like that. It was protection. He did what he felt was necessary to protect her, knowing that if she got put into a situation, it would be dangerous for her, like to try to get herself out of it. So it was better off that way. And yeah, it sucked and it did seem like a fucking betrayal when we first read that. But then seeing like from his point of view, everything, it makes total sense why he did that.
Mm-hmm.
He did not do that for himself, he did that for her to protect her. That right
Mm-hmm.
there was fucking love, dude. Like, that's 100%. He was in fucking love with her. He is in fucking love with her. Like,
Yeah. And okay, going into like
deep love.
Aura's point of view. So if you have anything that I don't, I know you said you didn't have much. I don't have much for Auro's. But one thing I didn't like was in one of the chapters, it was mentioned how his dad was proud of him and for gilding a man. And he was proud to show Oro off to everybody, wanted him to gild more. But then 2 chapters later, we actually get the real scene of him gilding a person. And to me, it made it seem like if you didn't pay attention to the person's name like I did at first, like I had to go back and double check. If you didn't pay attention to the guy's name, that it was the same name, you would have thought it was 2 separate times that he had gilded a man, because there's like a time jump. It was like
Yeah.
a time jump. And that's why I kind of feel like it was a little bit rushed, in my opinion. But it was only the one time.
Yeah.
Um, I do like, though, with him gilding the man, we got a look into how he actually felt, how it made him feel. Like he shut down, didn't want to do anything with his powers. Like he completely just shut down. We also got a look at how his family treated him once they found out, how much stronger he was than Egan. But his dad
Yeah.
is a total dick.
Yeah.
His dad was a total dick.
Um, yeah, I agree with that. Um, I like that we got kind of like how he met Zed and Calder and like his
Yeah.
relationship with Enya and stuff like that, their bond. And the one biggest thing that I did like from Aura's point of view was his interaction with Grim and how he became okay with him after
Yes.
seeing that the whole like we are not our fathers thing stuck with him after him and Cal had met and stuff. Um,
Now,
like
first
I
it
feel
was
like that for
harder.
him was a huge life lesson that
Hmm.
just because they come from who they come from, they are not their fathers. Their fathers do not define them. Their fathers' actions don't define their
Hmm.
lives and everything. So I think that for him was a very big life lesson, a growing point for him at that time, which I thought was pretty cool. Like seeing that.
Um, now
And the
I,
fact that Cleo was a bitch the whole fucking time, even before her kid was taken from her.
yeah.
From their training and stuff like
And
that. She fucking bitch.
she wasn't even the ruler
Ruler.
of
Mm-mm.
shit, whatever one she's on. Uh,
Yeah.
I can't, yeah,
Moonveil.
yeah. It was her sister. Her sister was
Yeah.
the ruler. Um, when he did the schooling
Yeah.
or the training. Now, it was stated that Oro's father had his sights on uncharted lands. And it makes me wonder, were these the same ones Isla's father wanted to look into because he wanted to branch out, so he had all these maps? So, like, are they the same ones? And I believe before Nightshade and Lightlark, I think it was stated that from Grimm, that I didn't get a chance to go back and look, that Aura's father was looking into lands and started something, and that's why Nightshade attacked.
Yeah.
It wasn't Nightshade that had started it. It was actually Aura's father. I believe I read that. And I didn't get a chance to go back and look to see if I'm right. Now, going back to the whole gilded thing, and in my opinion, ugh, it's probably make a lot of people mad. I feel like Enya instigated it. I totally believe she instigated it, getting him to mess around more into the armory. And then when they went to go around the corner and they saw the guard there and he just gilded him, I feel like she kind of had a part to play in it because
Mm-hmm.
she had him going with it, like to continue it and tossing things at him to just turn to gold. And one thing led to another.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I think she didn't help the things with the whole situation. Um, Going back to how you were talking about like how he met Zed and Cal. Oro's father had actually killed Cal's dad because he tried to overthrow him. And then, like, when they did the training together, they were actually technically roommates. The whole time, Oro thought that Cal was trying to, like, secretly kill him and stuff. But that's when the whole "you are not your father" comes into play. So that was kind of nice, too. And then Zed is the one, when Oro went to prison for back talking his dad, or the king at that point. He wasn't his dad, he was the king. And for not gilding, I think it was for gilding, he wouldn't do something.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he he wouldn't gild another person. He wanted him to punish somebody.
Oh yeah, yeah. Somebody got caught doing something, and he wanted Oro to take care of him, and he didn't. So he had to go to the prison. And Zed was the one that broke him free from the top, from the little cracks
Yeah.
at the top of the prison. Now, my next few notes, I took some of Grimm's point of view to kind of back up some of the things or what I had written. So, like, we learned that Grimm's father was the one who killed Oro's parents. And this is what I'm talking about, where I believe that it started with Oro's dad looking into shit and starting this war before Nightshade came over and wiped most of them out, pretty much. But Grimm's father had killed Oro's parents. But later on, we find out that Grimm's father was cursed because he was trying to find what was called the diamond. And we really didn't get a look into what exactly the diamond was, because I don't think that was the sword. The diamond, I don't think,
No.
is the sword, even though the sword was cursed. I think that's why the sword got cursed. But the diamond, I think his father had tried to find and ended up getting cursed. So when he used most of his powers fighting on Lightlark, or his parents and stuff, his dad pretty much drained. Did we ever find out what his name was? Grimm's
Mm-mm.
dad's name?
I don't
Didn't
think
think so.
so.
I don't. I don't remember her. Um, it pretty much drained his dad, so he was already dying. Um, but he goes. He pretty much, since he was dying, he tells Grimm, "It's time for you to take over." And then he has Grimm take him to Lightlark. So I'm assuming his dad just like, here, kill me, to Egan. Egan. I believe that's what happened. It didn't go into details. It didn't even go into details on Oro's point of view, how.
Yeah.
Because we learned on Grimm's point of view that he took his dad to Lightlark and stuff. Since he was already dying, he might as well put him out of his misery now.
Yeah, we don't get his father's name. It just states that his family is Cronin, his sister Layla, and then he had 30 plus siblings that were sacrificed for the island.
That
Because
Layla
they
killed.
kill each other
That
to,
Layla killed.
yeah.
I think, actually, no. It was either Layla that killed them or his dad from the scene that we get.
I don't think she killed all of them. I don't know if it's just speculated that she did, but she killed a good chunk of them and stuff because they had to duke it out on who was going to
See,
be like the next ruler.
See, I went into it like she had killed them, but then his dad was holding her by the neck, and then it's like, well, did he kill them? Because
Well,
of Grimm's, he found out about Grimm's flare.
yeah, and I think that's the only reason why he did what he did to Layla
Oh, yes,
because
I go into
they were
that,
gonna
yes.
duel. They were gonna duel and Grim was ready to just accept death. Like he was fine with it. He didn't
Yeah,
want to
I
be ruler.
have,
He wanted Layla to do it. He made peace with it. And then his dad found out about his powers and he's like, "Nope, you ain't fucking getting out of
mm-hmm.
that." And then he just kind of
Yeah,
lashed out and
I have that. Um, I have that like right in the beginning of the notes. I do like going back like Grim and Oro's friendship because Grim truly considered Oro his only friend until the curses
Mhm.
were spun. Oro believed Grim had spun the curses, but when Grim said that he was not it, it was only partial truth because he had a play into spinning the curses. And I'm so mad. And I have
He
this at
was
the end of my
so
notes.
manipulated though and
I wanted that. I
yeah.
wanted to know how Celeste came into the picture on Nightshade. Did Isla say something to Celeste? I don't remember if we got word on that. Like,
Well,
well, I mean,
there
I
was
know
some
like during the Centennial, like she wanted to save Graham and she wanted to put Graham into their plan and stuff. So I know she did bring that.
well,
But how did it
yeah.
come into play for Celeste to get Grim on board. Like, I wanted to know that.
Yeah, I
I
wanted to know that. And then I wanted Grimm's point of view on how he knew that there was something up with Celeste. Because, Isla said something to him, or, Grimm got suspicious of Isla's friend Celeste. Like, I wanted that to kind of find out. Like, how did Aurora manipulate Grimm into finding the heart for her to help spin the curses that started all of that? But then how did he figure out that all was not what it seemed with Celeste? Like, I wanted that, and that all happened before the centennial and everything. So, like, I kind of wanted that point of view too. Like,
Oh yeah.
I have answers. Or I have questions. I want answers
Yeah.
to
At the
that.
end
Like,
of
come on, Alex, give us
yeah.
what we want.
Yes. Now, the rest of the things I have for Oro is I really didn't go into much about the Centennial because it's pretty much the same as what we read in Lightlark. There's not much difference except for uh him just keeps saying she lied, she's always lying, I hate her, I need to stay away from her, her eyes, the
Mhm.
green is my favorite color of my favorite place, I want to
It was
take her
like
there sometime.
every
And
other
then
page.
it really was, and then it was, and then he realizes that he loves her when an arrow is going through her heart, but she calls upon Grim to come get her by pulling on the necklace, even though he doesn't know about the necklace, but still, like, you couldn't realize that to give us a little more detail beforehand. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of Oro's point of view. I'm so glad I
Mhm.
read his point of view before I read Grimm's, because Grimm's was just, and I've said this to you the last time, I think she did a better job writing for a villain male compared to a goody two shoes male.
Yes. Yes.
The
Yes.
writing difference.
Alex, Alex, you are in
Perfect
your
villain.
villain love era writing.
Yes.
Just,
I
yes,
loved the villain writing.
100%. And he's not so much a villain. She's in her like hardcore bad guy writing era. Like
That grew up with a bad past.
she's a bad guy girl, I think. Like I think Alex is like, she's a bad guy girl. Because her writing for that is just chef's kiss. Like,
Yes, Grimm's point of views has always been
great.
whew, top tier.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So now we can get into the good stuff of Grimm's point of view. Now, I didn't go much into his past, but because it was mostly about him, coming into his powers, learning about his flair, and him having a close, one-sided, I consider a one-sided relationship with his sister, Layla. He loved her. She did not love him. She would turn in
No.
a heartbeat. She was already planned to be
Wanted
the
to
next
rule.
one. Yeah, she had already planned to be the next one to rule or to be crowned. She was the father's favorite, and she could because she could change into a bat with fangs sharp enough to rip out someone's necks, and she could flee away really quick. So like that was her flair, was changing into a bat. At one point, well, every time they got in trouble too, is like she left him to be the one to be punished.
Yeah.
At one point, she asked Grimm that, and this is how I figured out, like, it's only one sided, was how he wanted her to kill him, not like, how can I help, like, how can I get you away? He wanted her to do it through the heart. He wanted it quick, simple. And then later on, this is what we brought up earlier. Grimm's father pits the two of them together. All the other siblings are dead because he found out that Grimm was missing the previous night. And that's when Grimm had to give up his flair, to which his father did say that if it wasn't Cronin's power, then I would have slit your throat. His dad wanted Grimm to kill Layla. So when he refused to kill her because he couldn't do it, he tells Layla to kill Grimm, and she did it, no hesitation. No hesitation. She was getting ready to rip his neck off when he loses control of his powers and kills her. And then he
Yeah.
regrets it. Like, that was the hardest point for him. That's why I believe it was also one-sided, because she did not hesitate at all to get what she wanted, and he was the one that hesitated. Like, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Um, but I just would say, like, I absolutely loved his point of view. Like, I don't know. I
I
loved
did
it.
too.
There's more of a connection. And, like, we've said this multiple times now, probably, but there was, like, that more of a connection with her. I guess I should have put this later on when Isla actually comes into the picture, but there's more of a
Yeah.
connection between the two. He tries to stay away and he tries to hate her, but he let himself fall in love that he's never experienced, and he let her love him. Like he let her love him and for him to feel loved. And that's something
Can
like
I
he
just
didn't
say,
have growing up. Except
yeah.
for with his sister, that he did love her, but again, it was one-sided. It was one-sided because Layla was planning on to kill him no matter what, even though Grim knew that's exactly what was supposed to happen because he didn't want the crown.
Yeah. Um, I'll wait till we get to it. I don't think we're there yet.
Is it
I'll
with
just say
Isla?
something. Yeah. Because I was not prepared that he put two and two together about her father.
Yeah, I do have
So
that.
early
Like,
on. Like, he fucking knew.
he's smarter than what he portrays to be. Like, people
Yeah.
underestimate him thinking that he's just this bad guy. No. We already kind of went over that because I put back into the notes too, like how his sister always dipped on him when they'd get caught. And that's the one thing his dad liked, was like she was able to just get away, but she never got punished, even though they knew. She never got caught. That's why I believe it's his love was one-sided for her. Like, she had no feelings for him.
Yeah.
He was like the scapegoat to where she knew she couldn't get in trouble. It would be pinned on Grim.
Yeah.
All right. And then we finally get to the part where Isla comes into the picture, and we finally find out the color of her emotions. Because he senses all these
Yeah.
like blacks and stuff from his people, and hers is red, just straight red. And that's what kind of like drew him to her.
And I love how he's like, eventually, like, we're not there yet, but like, eventually he's like, I want to paint this whole castle with like the color of her emotions and the color of her eyes and the color of this and the color of that. And I'm just like, oh, he's so
Mm-hmm.
sweet.
Um, After he picked Isla in the lineup, he never held it again. Like, he refused, except for once.
Yeah.
He to get the people off of his case, he had them line up, and he's like, "Nope, bye, send them home."
Yeah.
I think he was like, pretty much, my guards can have them. Like,
Hmm.
no, because he couldn't bring himself
Also,
to pick anybody else. He was so hooked onto
also,
her.
yes, it did. And it did seem like in the other books that like those had happened multiple times.
That was the first
Before, and
one.
it was the first time, and then she was there, and I was like, "Is this
Yeah.
like a thing?" Because like it did really seem like in the other books, like
Yeah, because he's like,
that it was
we only sleep with them
like it
once, and
happened.
then
Yeah,
they keep track of it, so they made it seem like it was more than once. But like, only because they only did it because it was time for him to secure an heir, in
yeah.
case with the curses the way they were.
But I wonder if he actually had intention of trying to have an heir, or if he was just like trying to please the people of like going through the
I think
motions
he
of
did
it, just to be like,
get
oh,
him
she
off.
didn't work. We're gonna have to do it again, I guess. Like,
It was,
just
I think it was essentially to get them off of his case because he was tired
yeah.
of hearing about it. Like, he
Yeah.
wanted nothing. He didn't want to keep that tradition. Like, he wanted no part of that tradition. He grew up to what it was like. So it was like, he didn't want it. And can we just talk about how he knew or could sense that she was Nightshade too?
Yes.
All he had to do was like dig a
Yeah.
little deeper. Like, he knew she was wildling. Like, he could sense her wildling, and then he dug a little deeper and pinpointed that she was Nightshade. How?
Yeah.
Because nobody else caught on. How did nobody else? How did Oro not sense it?
Yeah, I know.
For how
Unless,
powerful he's supposed to be, because he's the king of everyone. How
yeah.
did he not sense that she? Remlar even pointed that out. He mentioned, you don't know what she is.
Yeah.
So how did Oro not sense it? But Grim could. Granted, Grim's Nightshade, but still, how is he able to do that? And that's when he started like connecting the dots about why his general went missing, how she had her star stick. He didn't like the word star stick. He wanted it portaling device. Um,
Yeah. I love that he was so disgusted.
that she called it a star.
Calling it a
But
star stick like
she thought it was from Star Isle, like,
Yeah.
because it had taken her to Celeste, which at the time she didn't realize that it, because
Yeah.
she couldn't remember. But yeah, he had fully connected the dots on her relationship between them. Um, okay, another reason that I thought his point of view was superior is he let his control slip around her. Because there was one point where she's like standing in the mirror, um, and she looked, and he was there. Next thing you know, he's not, because his
Yeah.
control completely slipped, and he was no longer hiding himself at one point. So she truly did see him, and that's when he's like, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And then he even got mad. Oh, wait. Nope, I jumped a little bit. Um, oh, it was just that I could keep going and going on about Grimm's point of view. But, because no matter how he tried to keep telling himself that he didn't want her and he should stay away, he still came back every night, almost, pretty much, as long as he wasn't too busy. And then he even got mad when her guardians shoot her out for the whole window. Like,
Yes.
he wanted to kill them right then and there. Like, he was so mad. He was angry for her, not at her. So, like, if you have anything to add, just let me know.
I'm just, I'm adding as I go. Sorry, I'm a little
No, you're
behind on
fine.
things.
I had so much. I told you, like, I had so much I could write for Grimm compared to Oro's. Like, it was so much easier. And I love, like, throughout the whole, like, his point of view, that he opened up more and more to her. He takes the time to train her how to use the star stick. That way she knew how to use it. Which I believe we did see that scene in one of her memories. Like, her point of view of him teaching her the star stick. I think we got her point of view when she was getting her memories back. And I love that when she first started training him with the star stick, it took her, because he realized this. He didn't tell her that, but he realized that it had taken her to the same place it took him when he first portaled, trying to get out of his room. It took her
Yeah.
to that beach that he landed on. I like though that the one point where he's walking through the castle and Astra catches him smiling and calls him out on it, and her first thought was, "Did you read the books in the library?" Because there was smut books about him in the library. So I'm pretty sure she had one in her hand because she kind of like held that book closer.
Wouldn't you be curious? I
But I
would be
don't think.
curious.
But why would you think he was smiling about that if he's never smiled before? That he's reading his own books, smutty books about him. Okay, and out of all the fears that this man could have, he was afraid of heights.
Yeah.
He wasn't, but he
That was
conquered
something I
that.
didn't see coming.
I didn't either, but he conquered it and said that he would no longer fear heights because Isla was also afraid of heights. So he didn't want her to have that. Like, he decided that he wasn't going to fear it anymore so that way he could protect her when they were in the
Yeah.
hot air balloon. I thought that was cute. See, this is why he's so superior. Why? There's nothing to dislike about him. Okay. It's hard to not like him. And then, like, my heart when he just finally struggled with the decision to still go with his plan on the sword, and like who he would choose, like between his realm and her. I put I meant to put choose his realm or her, and I totally wrote choose his realm or his people. That is the same damn thing. But he first chooses his realm over her until the dragon went to spread fire on her and he chose her. I thought that was cute. And he didn't regret it. He didn't regret it. Oh, wait. That wasn't supposed to be here yet. Give me 1 second here. You weren't supposed to be there. Okay. I don't know why I put that there. Da, da, da. Oh wait, we're already to the end. Okay. Now, it gutted me the first time I read it. And it gutted me the second time I read it, just in his point of view. But when he goes to tell her goodbye, because he knew he wasn't going to make it when the scar opened up for the very last time.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't get easier.
It didn't.
And then, and then, okay, so while he's at the scar, it's the last time it breached open, he felt her. Like, when she arrived, like, he knew she was there. It wasn't a hallucination. Like, she was physically there. I believe, because they weren't bound yet, there was more to their connection. And I have a small theory.
Yeah.
I have a small theory that I have at the end of my notes between the three of them. And then he realized that the only way she could have gotten there was because he loved her and allowed her to use his powers. And it was the moment he actually admitted to himself that he loved her and that he believed that at that point in time, if he was to die, he would have been okay with dying with a smile on his face because he finally found something that was worth living for or dying for. Again, how can you not love this man? Like, he is far superior than Oro. Oro wouldn't be saying that. Oro would not be saying that. It'd be, I gotta think of my people. Grim's ready to risk it. Grim's ready to risk it all. His realm and everything. So, and again, we've kind of seen this in her memories that Grim gets stabbed with the talons from the Drex. This causes Isla to lose it. Again, we knew this. But we didn't know why. She was able, I like that we got his point of view from what he was seeing, that she accessed more power than she knew how to control. So she used emotion to get this power, which in turn caused her to overclock. I'm going to use a word like overclock is like my games have it, like my characters can overclock on their power. And she kills herself because it was too much for her to handle when she's wiping out everything. And this is where she kills the village because it was too much and he was too late to get to her.
Yeah.
To kind of help her control it. Now, when we read her memories, we had assumed that she unlocked her powers, like at some point, to use her powers, but it was kind of implied in this one that she was accessing his powers to be able to do this.
Yeah.
We did learn, and we had learned this, at the end of Nightbane, that he had read somewhere about how you can bind oneself to another life. So when she died, that's the way he saved her. He bound them. When she comes to, she points out that he gave her his life to her. So he counters with that she did the same thing because he saved him by pretty much killing herself right then and there, using too much power. After everything is said and done, Isla lets Grim know that she loves him, and then Grim pops the big question and asks Isla to marry him. And I love that she put the wedding in here.
I still can't see Astria marrying them and talking about love after meeting her in Nightmare. He's such a hard ass.
Well, she did think Isla was pretty. She was the guard that had seen Isla in the room, and Isla thought there was a thing going on between her and Graham. So Astria did think that Isla was pretty. And
but still,
and she was even in disbelief because Grim is smiling the whole time during this wedding, and Astria is like he felt her emotions, that she was in disbelief that he was smiling in this moment. The man was in love.
They're trained and brought up that love is a weakness. Like you can't love anything. And then so that's why I just have a hard time picturing her like, love is a sacrifice. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, girl, you don't even know.
Listen, though. I think Astria is a softie at heart. She reading those smut books from the library. She reading those smut books from life. She's got to be a softie at heart and wants the love. Like, girl, what's stopping you? Just go for it at this point. I mean, you're watching your ruler smiling. We did get a look at her dress again. That it had told their story. It had curls of shadows, meaning colorful flowers. Now, again, Grim's story was so much better than Oro's, but I would have loved a few more chapters of the Centennial in Grim's point of view, especially when he gives her the necklace that she cannot take off. I want to know, like, his thoughts, why it was perfect to give it to her then. Like, I want to know that.
Yeah.
Like, give me that chapter on when he's given her the necklace during the Centennial. I want to know his point of view, what went through his mind when he takes her to that cliff and shows off his powers again. I say again because at this point he's like reintroducing himself to her. So like I want to know like what he pretty much like how he went about it, how he felt about it, and what emotions did he sense from her during that time when he shows what he could do with his powers. And then I would have also loved, and again, we had already talked about this, about how Celeste came into the picture for him to erase her memories. But I can't complain. I did love where it ended on the wedding, but I would have loved just a little bit more point of views of his compared to Oro's. Okay, and I have this little theory, and I don't know if I've said this theory before. In Oro's point of view, he did state that he had felt sparks when he had touched her, but he didn't believe that she felt those sparks as well. So I feel like maybe the two men are drawn to her because all three of them are related to the original creators.
And you know what? That makes sense.
So is that why? Because we can't forget, Cronin and Lark technically had a relationship. We don't get much about, I can't think of his name.
No. Oh shit, what was Aura's ancestors?
We don't get much on him anyways, so it's like
Yeah.
Oro's ancestor, like, we don't know the relationship with him between Lark. Like, did he have a thing to, like, so it's like the three, so like, that's why I feel like they're drawn to her. It's because they're the three, their ancestors are the three originals to Lightlark. So does that, like,
Yeah.
give them some type of special bond to her?
Ooh, that is something to think about.
But it's almost like Oro's, though, was kind of like a one-sided connection type thing. Because, like I said, he felt the sparks when he touched her, but he believed that she couldn't feel it. So it
Yeah.
makes me wonder, like... But then again, she was still tied up, re-meeting Grim. So she was kind of more with Grim. And liking Grim at the time. So... That's kind of like a little theory I have. I don't know if we'll find out any more on that. Guess we'll have to wait. Crown Tide comes out in like, by the time I post
4
this, it'll
days.
be a couple days. By the time I post this, it'll be like the day of. So,
Yes.
but we have to get through
But then
Brimstone. I'm sorry.
we
Yes.
have to wait to read it.
Sorry in advance to everybody listening that we have to do Brimstone first because I can't wait. I have to know because there's so many spoilers that I have saved on Brimstone. So, like, I had to read Brimstone first.
But then we're gonna be saving. Well, I was gonna say then we're gonna be saving Crown Tide spoilers. But I haven't really seen a whole lot of as far as Lightlark to give spoilers away, anyways,
Yeah, I don't get
beforehand.
much.
So I don't know. But since this is blown up and everything, then again we might come across a bunch of shit for spoilers. So can't speak too soon.
I know. Did you have anything that I did not talk about Grimm's point of view?
No, you touched everything that I loved, a couple things that I hated, like all of it. That was,
I could have gone, like I said, I could have went on and on and on about Grimm's
yeah,
point of view. Like, there's just something about, like I said, she did so much better writing Grimm's point of view than Aura's point of view. And that's why I believe, like, he's supposed to be like a monster, a villain. Like, she could do that better than the goody two shoes Oro, who had no business being in the picture.
yeah.
Like, shoo, go away. It's like the annoying fly that doesn't leave.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Sorry, not sorry.
True.
Sorry, not sorry. And I get some people don't like the whole shadow bad boy. They want the good guy to win. Listen, the good guys though are dicks too. Like, they're sometimes they're worse. Like, I've read enough books to understand that the goody two shoes aren't always the best pick. So you can't use that as a reason. It don't work like that. All right. But that is it for this week's episode. Our next episode, we will have Brimstone again. So please, no spoilers. No spoilers yet. And no spoilers on Crown Tide just yet either until we get to it.
Yeah.
I don't think that we can squeeze both of them in at the same time.
Yeah.
Um, but we will go from there. And I'm not ready. I'm not ready for Crown Tide. Because I feel like it's going to be grim. I think it's going to be grim. Although somebody said betrayal. Somebody said betrayal. Now, did they feel like, I don't know if they implied that they felt betrayed? Like that's what they're talking about? Or somebody in the book is betraying of whoever it is.
I don't know. I can't wait.
Well, we're going to have to. We got to get through Brimstone.
Blech.
So I can check out these spoilers. And because once we're done reading the
Right?
book, we're supposed to go back to chapter 7, paragraph 7 in Quicksilver.
Yes.
So, and it all makes sense. It'll go over my head. If it ain't cut
Probably.
dry, it ain't cut and dry, it's going over my head. Okay? Forewarning everybody. I'm a little slow when
Oh
trying to
my gosh.
figure things
Yeah.
out. Some things I can be like, oh yeah. Other things it's like, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So we will see you next week.
Peace out.